information you're dealing with is past the human concept, and the human concept is conducive to the law of polarity. So you're dealing with that middle point. And as I explain that, let's go to the next one. Polarity. Did we do vibration? We did. What was it before that? Rhythm. Correspondence was 2. Let me get my reading glasses. Yeah, so correspondence was 2, which we did. We did vibration, the movement. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Like I said, what they're talking about is as the movement, we say constant change. Vibration is, let's say, is also called spirit. So everything has a spirit or a movement or a vibration. Everything is constantly moving, constantly changing. Everything is constantly in a state of evolution. So the story of Moses, when he comes down off the hill, it says, you know, everybody wants to say he's Egyptian and they went to their old ways and started worshiping Horus. But the real metaphysics of that story, the real occult to that story is that calf was representing the age of Taurus, and they were going into the age of Aries. So that's why they would stand and blow this horn. So the new age presents new characteristics in your spirit, in your change, and your humanity should be conducive to that new change. You understand? Otherwise, you will die. So he said, those who you want to stay out there with the calf, stay down there and you will die. So what he was really saying is those of you who want to stay in the same mentality of that age will die. So the Egyptians were trying to tell you through the law of vibration that you have to change with the times, nigga, or you will die. We are now, y'all need to understand, we have shifted into a new time. And y'all still got the same fucking dialogue. Y'all niggas about to die with that shit. Y'all think I'm fucking playing? Nigga, I am not playing. Y'all niggas could kiss your black asses goodbye. Be prepared to do it again. Because y'all are holding on to something that's old. And when you do shit like that, you're not cultivating spirituality or evolution. You're cultivating the ego. Even the fucking ego must evolve. Because the ego is only mimicking something bigger, and that's the law of vibration in this case, which is it changes and it says anything. So you learn some new shit about spirituality, the ego is right there and it's going to change with you. So the ego was telling you church was the greatest and you're the greatest Christian ever. And there's no Christian that could out-Christian you. Then you become conscious and find it. The ego doesn't say, oh shit, man, damn, you busted me, because you're conscious. It just now tells you a different story or a different narrative, which is fantasy about your spirituality. Everyone who's a Christian isn't alive, and you're only alive, and the conscious people of the truth. Somebody was telling me one time, if you change your name to Mayada Patah, you have stepped into this realm of divinity. I said, I can introduce you to fucking 75 Oshuns right fucking now on my Facebook page, bitch. Knock it off. That old narrative is what keeps you locked down. We have moved into this new golden age. That's what all this COVID shit is about. This was that moment. It doesn't come night and day. It moves like this. And it started moving for a while, clearly. We first understand the old age, the age of Taurus. Well, you were born and you were here. Each of these ages are over 2,500 years. 12 of them together is 25,000. The Egyptians called it a great year. I'm rounding it off, 25,000. There's 2,500, 25,000 X, something amount. And it's 2,500 that you go into these ages, these houses, these aeons. So they've been talking pretty much since you've been here. We're moving. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of the Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Won't he will? By a group called Fifth Dimension. As Mark said, Fifth Dimension from the fourth floor, from the fifth floor. Brother man from the fifth floor. Fifth dimension. So there's this idea that when we go into this next age, coming out of Pisces, the age of belief, we go into the age of knowing, which is the age of Aquarius. The man with the vase who's cleaning away all the bullshit. So white folks who understood our shit and understood that they must enact white supremacy, because we talk about white supremacy, but that same action network to get it done, they got a 1% together, and they had all these names, the Illuminati, the this group, the Skull and Bones, the this and that, the this and that. But those are the organizations that got together and enacted war effort against you. And all you do is complain, talk about, and decode their war effort. But never as a way of, once they understand it, somehow they're going to go easy on you. Oh, that's what we're doing? You know that, the slavery did this to us too. You don't know no better. Fuck out of here. They know they eating. They know what they did wrong. So when 9/11 hit, as I'm walking around New York, you should have seen white people's faces. Each one of them, and it was overwhelming, looked like they know they got this coming. That was an overwhelming look on their faces. So even the dead, day-to-day white people that we tend to let off the hook, they know this shit wrong. They just saying, well, I didn't do it, because there's a way for them not to do anything about it. Those white people out there, don't get souped up with Black Lives Matter. Those are agents, because they want to make this movement into the new civil rights, which it is. And I'm going to tell you how and why and what's going on. So let's just keep going with this, because I want to get this out the way. We can move on to some of the things that have been coming through, I imagine. So 4, principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has a pair of opposites. Oh, I have a lecture where I based upon the law of vibration. I think that's what it's called. Where I went into the more of the science on it. I'm going through it like, you have 4, the principle of polarity. Everything's dual. Everything has poles. Everything has a pair of opposites. Let's pause right there. Everything has a pair of opposites. So if you're Kemetic scholars, the wisdom of Tahuti makes a flat fact statement. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. That's a flat fact from the principle of polarity. And if that is a flat fact, somebody explain to me, what are you doing if you're debating? What are you doing? I would like to know. What is this ancient thing you think you're doing to get down to some information so Black people know what to do? Because we have this contradiction. No matter if this contradiction is bringing one group of Black people light and another group of Black people light, as long as they're finding light. Remember, we all came here for different reasons. There's never been this idea for Black people that we all are doing the same fucking thing until a government agent called Martin Luther King told you that's who we are and what we're doing. Now you got conscious niggas with the same fucking mentality telling you we all need to be this, or we all need to be Nubian, we all need to be Moors, we all need to read this, we all shouldn't read Baphomet, we all shouldn't do that, this nigga's a fraud, that nigga's a fraud, and then they back this up with arguments. Damn, that nigga was right. Damn, that nigga was right. But then some of these niggas are arguing pro-Egyptian philosophy, science, and situation, when the Egyptian itself said everything is dual. So meaning whatever thing you could bring up, because everything is dual, there's always an argument. always another side to the coin. That's the nature of polarity. So there's always the means and grounds for debate, which says no matter what I say or what you say, if you choose to argue it, someone will emerge to argue it. Therefore, Brother Panic, the advanced occultist, understands and reflects that in his teaching that arguments are a waste of nigger time to the fucking highest degree.